All right. Light up those pumpkins, everybody, because we are live. Let's see who else is awake and alive out there tonight. Happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody. Welcome to it. If you're new here, my name is Matt, and we are Halloween Daily News. And this little online gathering that you found yourself in the middle of this evening is what we like to call Michael Myers Monday Live, our weekly, mostly weekly, gathering with our fellow fans, fanatics, and everything in between, otherwise known as who I like to call the Legion of Michael Myers. So, welcome if you're new, and that brings me to our returning friends. What's up, everybody? Happy Michael Myers Monday. You are here. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. It has been a minute, guys. It's been 3 weeks, actually, since our last live stream of any sort. 3 long, hot, dead hot weeks in the dead heat of summer here. So if you survived that, if you're here tonight, that means you survived that. Not just 1 week, but 3 weeks since we last did our ritual here and paid homage to the shape. So congratulations on that. And that in itself is reason to celebrate. So I'm going to celebrate with you guys. I'm happy to be here. I'm thrilled to be back. With any luck, we're going to be here every week, right on up to age 45 and then on into October and beyond. So we're going to get into it. And we got some fun stuff to talk about tonight. A lot of news has broke since our last live stream. We're going to talk about the latest H45 updates. Some very cool announcements happening there on that front. We're also going to be talking about the brand new Halloween Trilogy Steelbook box set. And we're going to be talking a little bit about Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Today is the 14th anniversary of the theatrical release of that film. So, of course, we got to pay a little tribute to that. We're going to be talking about the weirdos quite a bit tonight. The weirdos in the franchise, like Halloween 3. We got some cool Halloween 3 stuff we're going to talk about. Got some fun H209 stuff to talk about. So, before we get into any of that, though, I'm going to turn over here to our live chat. I see a lot of friends and familiar names and faces checking in early. Tim checked in early, as did David, Larry. I see Megan is in here. AC Fall Guy has checked in. What's up, man? Rob, what's going on? T-Wolf in the house. Love to see it. Andromeda's on the road. Drive careful. I'll try not to make you laugh too hard at you getting in an accident. Camp Blood in the house. What's up? Happy Michael Myers Monday to you. Phil is here as well, I see. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Great to see it. Michael Myers in the house. Excellent. Lurking as he should be. Josh, what's up, man? Josh Baker Videos has checked in as well. Very cool. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Let's see. Who was that? Rob, I think you mentioned you just picked up the Leatherface animatronic today. I'm curious which one. Little off Michael Myers subject, but I'm curious which one did you get? You know, there's 3 on the market this year. Did you get the Party City, the Lowe's, or the Spirit Halloween version Leatherface animatronic? I'm curious. Marcus Barr has checked in. What's up, man? Happy Michael Myers Monday. Welcome. Nikki X in the house as well. Welcome. Brad's Music Channel. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Love to see it. Kason Heineke has checked in. Hello, welcome. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Solid Saturn in the house. Awesome. Happy Michael Myers Monday. And thank you for the compliment on the shirt. By the way, Rob, thank you. Today is the anniversary of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, so I figured I'd wear my H2 shirt. It's very fitting for the occasion. And we're going to talk a little bit about that later on. Of course, we'll do shout-outs later on. I got a fun throwback video with one of our Halloween Kills cast members that's related to some of the H45 news we're going to talk about. So a lot of cool stuff to get into this evening. Real quick, I do just want to do some quick housekeeping as far as the channel goes. Normally I would be recognizing our illustrious members right now and reminding you all about super chats, but you may have noticed the last 2 weeks the HDN channel has been ad-free, and I hope you're all enjoying that. Unfortunately, I'm not enjoying that. We are dealing with some stuff with YouTube right now, and a temporary, I hope temporary, we're certainly hoping it will be temporary, suspension of our monetization features, including the super chats, and unfortunately that also includes our memberships, which really sucks because we had just finally only gotten up to about a dozen or so members, but it was enough that I was confident we were going to go ahead and schedule our first ever members only live stream this month of August. And then we got hit with this news just about 2 weeks ago. It was 2 weeks ago tomorrow, to be exact. And I've been back and forth over the last 2 weeks with YouTube about this. Obviously, I'm not happy about this. It's not like we make much money from this channel to begin with, but this, as you can imagine, couldn't come at a worse time for us. This is our busiest time of year. It's when we're producing the most content, and annually it's when we get the most revenue from this channel. So yeah, they're really kind of screwing us up in a big way at a very, very important time for us. So that's just one thing I've been dealing with for the last 2 weeks. That's not why we haven't been live. That's part of the reason. That's one of the reasons. But that's not the only reason. We did have a lot of other stuff going on these last couple weeks. And this past Monday, last week, we truly did have family in town here staying with us that night. So it just wasn't very convenient. But in any case, it's been 3 weeks. And again, that is hopefully going to work out. I should know something actually in about within the next 24 hours. Hopefully we're going to have it all straightened out very soon. And I'm going to stay positive here tonight. As you can imagine, it's been a stressful situation. But I'm going to keep it positive here tonight. That's all we're going to talk about that for now. But again, apologies to our members, especially because we were supposed to do something really cool right about now, like right here at the end of the month, we were going to be doing it. And unfortunately, that's going to have to wait a little while. And to the rest of you guys, if you're itching to drop a $5 super chat or something, unfortunately, we don't have that this week. What you can do, though, you can always hit our merch store, our spring store. I got the link down in the description of the video. I also highlighted a couple products, as well as our online shop, HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop, and I pinned our ongoing discount just for Triple M viewers. That is the Triple M Crew 3, MMMCREW, and then the number 3. That'll get you $3 off any of our in-stock Michael Myers masks, as well as the Michael and or Laurie 3 3/4 inch collectible figures that we have in stock right now. That's at HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop. When you get a chance, you can click that link up there if you want to drop some support that way. All right, let's move on from that right now and get into some poll results. Now, I do have a new show and tell for you guys, actually, but I'm not ready to share it this week. I got a new item, made a purchase. I guess it's technically my first Halloween 2023 product purchase, but it's a Myers item, naturally. And I want to do what I normally do. You know, I want to shoot a unboxing and a showcase video, and so my plan will be to shoot that this week and then share it with you guys first, of course, here next Monday night, and so you can look forward to that. So in lieu of our normal show and tell, sometimes I like to kick it off with the poll results, and this week we got a lot of them because it's been 3 weeks since our last gathering here on a Monday night, and we did post our Triple M poll questions every week. So we got 3 sets of poll results to go over, so we're going to blast through those right now. All right, we're going to pull up some poll results right now, going back to 3 weeks ago. Teen Wolf is checked in as well. Awesome. Rob got the Lowe's Leatherface. I like it. Awesome. Yeah, I like that one. I mean, they all look great, honestly. You can't go wrong with any of them, but he's huge. Yeah, I saw him at my local Lowe's. He looks really cool. I love that there's 3 different ones available this year. I want somebody to be the ultimate Leatherface fan and buy all 3, and I want to see that video of all 3 of them side by side, or even in person. That would be amazing. Brett Patrick checked in as well. Awesome. Welcome, man. Happy Michael Myers Monday to you. Thanks for being here. All right, let's get into these poll results. Again, this is going back actually 3 weeks ago. I know we got to struggle to remember that, right? But we asked what is your favorite Michael Myers kill of the entire franchise? And oh my gosh, did Bob dominate. You guys love that Bob kill. Bob's the overall winner with 76% of 101 total votes. The other choices I put up there were the opening Judith kill, which got 8%, tied for second place with Nurse Karen in Halloween 2 81, which also got 8%. Dr. Sartain from Halloween 2018 got 5%. And in fourth place here in this poll, I don't know what you guys are thinking, but my favorite kill, my pick, Linda H78, comes in 5th place with 3%. Let's look at the comments real quick here. Lurch says, I said Bob, but I also really love the 2018 Through the Blinds kill, straight up and beautiful. That 2018 kill is awesome, and I love, of course, the whole, where it stops outside the window and Michael walks around and comes in and we see the whole thing through the window. Yeah, that's a great one too. Good picks there. Let's see. Genther6668 says, of course, impaling Bob on the wall with the famous head tilt is the best kill. That did introduce the head tilt, so it's hard to compete with that. But I'd say every one of the ones in 78 and even every one of the ones in H2, I think, are all so good. Let's see. Andromeda, our own Andromeda, 1741 right here says Vanessa in Kills is her favorite. She says, love how Michael sat there calm and cool while he was being shot at with a huge gun. Then perfectly timed kick made her shoot herself. Totally surprised me. I laughed my ass off. Then how Michael got out so cool and just stood there knowing how badass he is. Then we get a great head tilt. Then right after we get the Lindsay fight. Are you kidding? So awesome. Yeah, it is an awesome scene. And that whole SUV scene is great. Let's see. Sither666 says definitely Annie's death in H2. You mean Annie's and Rob Zombie's H2. Very fitting. We're talking about that. It's the anniversary tonight. I'd say Annie's death in Rob Zombie's H2 is, I was going to talk about this later, but yeah, probably the most emotional kill in the whole franchise. Let's see here. Al's Horror says Bob has to be it. Yet so many great kills. Yeah, it's hard to pick one. And Jeremy Hemp8241 says Mr. Garrett getting the hammer in H2. All right, let me quickly now. Again, I told you we're going to blast through these because we got 3 whole sets of results to go over. I'm not surprised Bob won that one, but man, I'm surprised by how much Bob won that one. That was not even close. And Linda, my See Anything You Like favorite death scene. Wow. Okay, we had a little bit of fun 2 weeks ago. That was when, of course, they had just announced the new Trilogy 4K set. And that got me curious. I wanted to know how many copies of the original Halloween do you own on physical media. And And I should have tallied up all of mine. I think when I tallied them up, I mean, I did tally them up. I should have written it down. I think I own 10 different copies on some various, varying from VHS to DVD to Blu-ray to 4K of the 78 film. But of these 64 votes, the answer of 5 copies wins with 72%, followed by 10 copies with 14%. 15 copies got 6% of the vote. 20 copies got 5%. And 31 copies, 3% of the vote. Yes, I see Pat the Movie Collector has checked in as well. What's up, man? Welcome. Michael J. Lyons also in the house. Happy Michael Myers Monday to you as well. Excellent. All right, real quick, let's check out these comments. Wow, we got a lot of comments on this one. Nikki X says, I had them all at one time but sold them. Now I just have the Scream Factory 4K, and I'm hoping we get something for the 45th anniversary. Something that screams says 2 on Laserdisc, 3 on VHS, at least 3 on DVD, 2 individual Blu-rays, plus the 15 disc and the 10 disc versions of the Scream Factory box set, and 2 on 4K. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. That's completist there. Although, not with the Steelbooks. I don't own the Steelbooks either, or that many copies. The Cryptohars Dirk Cryptaxis says, wow, just realized it's at least 3 right now, and I've had several different variants I sold in the past. I used to own more, now it's only 2. I own Anchor Bay, Halloween DVD, 20th. Yep, that's, and the Pepper said that. Also, Michael Evans said, used to own more. Now it's only 2. Kenneth Carter, 8936, says 2 DVDs and 1 VHS. Halloween Vibes. One of our regular viewers here, Josh, says, I only have 1, and it's on DVD. Raptor Blue, 4.1 VHS, 2... Oh, 4 copies. 1 on VHS, 2 on Blu-ray, 1 on 4K. And Necrobscurahara Media says 1. And Alexis Brennan, 3185, says none. Wow, Alexis. Yeah, I'll try to tally mine up in a minute. And I think I own, is it 3 copies on DVD? Yeah, because I own the 25th anniversary release. I own one of the Anchor Bay releases. Again, just talking about 78 on DVD. And then I do own the TV cut of 78 on DVD. So including the TV cut, I own 3 copies on DVD. I own 1 on VHS, so that's 4 on Blu-ray. I've got the 30th anniversary Blu-ray, I think it was. And then I've also got the 15-disc Scream Factory Anchor Bay set, which includes how many DVDs? Oh, man. That includes 2 versions of 78, I think. Is it 2 or 3? I'm forgetting, but I think 2 discs, so it would count as 2. And then I own the 4K version that was released in 2018, though. I need to get that Scream Factory version that more recently came out. That one would be an upgrade for me, and I need to invest in that. So, what is that? I think that's about 10. I lost count. All right, let's go quickly now to last week's poll results. Specifically about the new Halloween Trilogy 4K Steelbook box set. We asked, how excited are you for it? And your options were must own, already pre-ordered, may get it but haven't pre-ordered, not buying it because I already own those movies, or not buying it because I don't like those movies. And with just 79 votes, the most popular answer was not buying it because I already own those movies. I admit I own all 3 of those movies as well on 4K. Thank you very much to Universal Pictures Home Entertainment for hooking us up with those. So I don't know that I'll be springing for this box set. At least not brand new under these current prices. Again, mainly due to the fact that it's not new bonus features. Like I said in my previous report on that. But moving right along in second place with 24% of the vote may get it but haven't pre-ordered. 16% of you said it's on must own and you already pre-ordered, and 11% of you said not buying it because you don't like those movies. And we'll look at these 9 comments real quick. Josh Baker Videos, here in the house tonight as well, says we'll probably buy it when it's released. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You know, maybe after it's out and I see it and maybe the price goes down a little bit and I find it somewhere slightly discounted. It might be a fun investment then. Byron, our own Byron Weaver, says, I'm waiting for all 13 films to be in a box set for the 45th anniversary. That would be nice. Something similar to that 15-disc set that included all 10 films up to that point. The Ultimate Collection, the Complete Collection, they called it. Mark Hall, 8874, said pre-ordered it upon seeing your last video. Well, thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. The Crypt of Horrors says, I already have the Steelbooks from Best Buy, so unless there's something extra in there, I don't need it. Yes, there were individual Steelbook releases of each of these movies released as Best Buy exclusives already. But Steelbook collectors do love their Steelbooks. Al's Horror says, I'll probably save money. I have various copies, including on my phone. Nice. Josh Willard, 1157, says, I already have the other Steelbooks, so probably not. Marcus Halloween 2851 says, I got Chucky Season 2 DVD homemade. I don't know what that means or how that's an answer to this question, but okay. Jeremy Hemp 8241 says, pre-ordered each one after respective theatrical releases. I mean, I'm a huge Halloween fan, so why wouldn't I? 2018, I was cool with, liked it. Kills began with promise and ended a dumpster fire with kills. The dumpster fire went full-blown volcano fire. I think he means ends. Therefore, I will not be paying this outrageous price for a piece of tin that encapsulates some of the worst in shopped horror movie storytelling in cinematic history. Wow. So, in other words, he could have just voted for not buying because he doesn't like the movies. Solid Saturn 0327, our own Solid Saturn in the house tonight as well, says won't be purchasing since it's just the Steelbooks with the same bonus features. Unfortunately, that's kind of where I'm at with it too. And we'll talk a little bit more about this release a little bit later. But first up, I'm going to take a break and a swig of my Michael Myers Mango Twist. And then we're going to get into this week's top news story. Byron has checked in, just speaking of which. Oh, you're not too late, man. We're here chilling. Saturn in the house. Awesome. Yeah, I agree. If the box set had new bonus features, I'd definitely be all in. And I'm still kind of hoping, like you guys, maybe we get something that will have some new bonus features on it, because there's so much out there. We know that there are a ton of scenes that were shot for all 3 of the films that we've never seen the light of day, including that original ending for 2018 that we've talked about quite a bit here before. Nikki says, I think the Steelbook set is nice and will look good displayed. Yeah, it definitely looks great. Absolutely. It's a great display piece for sure. What's up, Halloween Vibes? 3 weeks is Haunted Screams. Yep, we'll be there in 3 weeks. Haunted Screams Expo, Hampton, Virginia. Looking forward to it. And again, we are counting down to age 45. Full disclosure to you guys, it's not set in stone yet. Like, we have not secured airfare or hotel or anything like that quite yet. I was hoping to be able to come on here this week. I was actually hoping to be able to come on here last week and tell you guys it's set in stone. Here's our plans. Here's when we're getting in. Let's start making some plans. I wanted to do that last week. It didn't work out. I wanted to do it this week. It still didn't work out. But that's our plan. We're going to sit down and work everything out this coming week so that next Monday, hopefully, we can start talking specifics there. If but we got to make some financial decisions here on our end as well. Let's see here. Josh says the 2018 alternate ending. Yeah, would definitely like to see that. Teen Wolf says I'm definitely eagerly waiting for the making of book on the Blumhouse trilogy being released soon by Barnes & Noble. Had that on pre-order for months. Yes, that went on pre-order, gosh, almost a year ago. Yeah, it was a long time ago we first talked about that. But that's coming this, I think this October is the release date, or is it September? Brad's looking forward to the new Exorcist movie coming in October, directed by David Gordon Green. Yeah, The Exorcist Believer. It'll be a fun Friday the 13th weekend movie to check out right around mid-October. Good Halloween time viewing in theater. Yeah, solid. I hear you. That's part of what we've got to look at seriously and see if there is a feasible path for us or not. But yeah, you're not wrong there. And but we're going to get to H45 in a minute. First, tonight, our top story is, it's always going to be the top story here in HDN whenever it involves John Carpenter, the man, the myth, the legend, the father of all of this. And yeah, we got some new John Carpenter music in the past week to talk about. Well, it's some newly re-recorded music of some of his classic themes, and it pertains directly to this franchise and to Carpenter's amazing filmography as well. So you guys, I'm sure, know what I'm talking about. Last week, it was announced that John Carpenter's Anthology 2 will be released this October. This is a sequel album to the first Anthology album in which John Carpenter and his bandmates, his son Cody Carpenter and his godson Daniel Davies, they re-recorded a number of Carpenter's pre-existing classic themes from many of his iconic movies that we all know and love so much, including the original Halloween, obviously, and many others. Well, they've done it again with a whole new collection, and it is going to be released as Anthology 2, in parentheses, movie themes 1976 through 1988. And this comes from the official press release put out on August 22nd. Anthology 2, movie themes 1976 through 1988 continues the celebration of Carpenter's compositional genius via an excellently sequenced collection of some of his most iconic pieces of music from his extensive filmography, all newly recorded with his musical collaborators Daniel Davies and Cody Carpenter. And in addition to many of the themes you will know and recognize from classics like Escape from New York, Big Trouble in Little China, They Live, Assault on Precinct 13, Prince of Darkness, The Fog, and of course Halloween, and a few of its sequels, it's also going to feature some of Carpenter's own music from his version of The Thing. Now, as you know, Ennio Morricone did the score for The Thing by and large, but Carpenter did record some cues for the film, and those have never been released in this format before. So that's very cool that they're going to be included here. So let's go down here, and you can see here is the track listing, and track number 1 right there from Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, Chariots of Pumpkins, and that is also the first single that was released this past Tuesday, along with an official visualization of the song. And if you have not watched that yet, I highly recommend it. It is awesome. And the theme, which has always been one of my personal favorite pieces from Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, and it's already so iconic to me. It's just never sounded better. This re-recorded version sounds really awesome and couldn't be timed great. And I love that they kick off Anthology 2 with some Halloween 3 love, and then they go in to Escape from New York's 69th Street Bridge, Track 3 is The Alley War from Big Trouble in Little China. Track 4 is Wake Up from They Live. Track 5 is Julie's Dead from Assault on Precinct 13. Track 6 is The Shape Enters Laurie's Room from Halloween 2. Track 7, Season of the Witch from Halloween 3. More H3 love. I love it. Track 8, Love at a Distance from Prince of Darkness. Track 9 is The Shape Stalks Again from Halloween 2. Track 10, Burn It from The Thing. There's also Fuchs from The Thing, Tamak's Shack from The Thing. That's the 3 new cues from The Thing. Track 13 is Walk to the Lighthouse from The Fog. And the final track, track 14, is Laurie's theme, of course, from the original 1978 Halloween. So in all, 5 tracks from the first 3 films in the Halloween franchise, including Laurie's theme from the original Halloween. We've got The Shape Enters Laurie's Room and The Shape Stalks Again, both from Halloween 2, 1981, and Chariots of Pumpkins, as well as Season of the Witch, both from Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, the 1982 sequel. John Carpenter's Anthology 2 movie themes, 1976 through 1988, will be released on October 6th, and it is available to pre-order right now from Sacred Bones Records in all kinds of cool variant formats. If you're a vinyl collector, of course, it will also be available on CD as well and digitally. And I have included a affiliate link to Sacred Bones website where you can pre-order the album. I've also included a link back to our main site, HalloweenDailyNews.com, where you can watch that wicked cool official visualization for Chariots of Pumpkins, the 2023 version. And we're not going to play the whole thing here, but just take a little look at some of this. It is so cool what they do here. Why did that go weird like that? What did I... Well, we were going to take a look at it. I was trying to make it full screen. If you haven't watched it yet, again, it's not technically a music video, I guess. It's a visualizer. But check it out. Just a little bit of this. I mean, this is so cool. And I love that this is the lead track, both track 1 literally on the album and the first single from the album, Some H3 Love. Now, of course, Carpenter did work in association with Alan Howarth, beginning on Halloween 2 and also on Halloween 3. But he obviously had his hand in the composition of both films, as did Alan Howarth, who would then take over solo compositional duties, starting with Halloween 4 and continuing through Halloween 5 and also The Curse of Michael Myers. But this is just really cool. I love this imagery. I love how we just are seeing the 3 iconic Silver Shamrock masks just rotting and really bleeding out and then revealing the next one and then transforming and morphing into the next one over and over and over again, all to the iconic Chariots of Pumpkins. I love that. You know, I told you we were going to be talking about some H3 stuff tonight, and I battled with which t-shirt to wear because you guys know how much I love H3, so I almost wore a Silver Shamrock shirt because we also got a little bit more H3 cool news when it comes to H45, our H45 update we're going to talk about, and of course this first single from the new Carpenter album. But then, you know, I also thought about wearing a Halloween Kills shirt because we got some really cool Halloween Kills guests we're going to talk about. And also I got a fun Halloween Kills related flashback video to take a look at tonight. But it being August 28th, it is literally the anniversary on this day that H2 was released. So that's why this got the shirt. But if you've not watched that visualizer, again, that's pretty much what it is. Just over and over again. I put the link to it. Yeah, I've already added this to my Halloween playlist, both for this year and my John Carpenter playlist, which has every track that John Carpenter's ever released already on it. But yeah, I'm super stoked for this. And you'll remember we previously reported that Carpenter said at a recent convention appearance Q&A that there is a Lost Themes Volume 4 on the way. They are working on it. It's going to happen. But it looks like this is happening first. So October 6th is the release date for Anthology 2 from John Carpenter, Cody Carpenter, and Daniel Davies. Give me your thoughts on that one. And again, you can find direct links for all of that good stuff in the description of this video right now. Michael Lyons says Trick or Treat Studios is discontinuing the H3 products. Yes, they are discontinuing a lot of their Universal-related stuff. The Universal Classic Monsters, which I was surprised with, as well as the Halloween 2, 81, and Halloween 3 licenses. But I did get word that Chris Zeffro, president of Trick or Treat Studios, apparently answered somebody's question on social media that H3 masks are still going to be able to be sold, only they will be sold maybe not as H3 masks. If you remember, they were produced by Don Post. Well, Trick or Treat Studios is now the official owner of Don Post Studios. So apparently they will be able to release those 3 masks still. Again, whether or not they will be called Halloween 3 masks or just called Don Post Skull, Pumpkin, Witch masks, and we'll know. Obviously, that's the H3 ones. I don't know. I imagine it'll probably be something like that though. But that's the way I understand it's going to happen. But very good point. That's some news too that I didn't have on the agenda tonight, but did want to mention to you guys and had neglected to make note of earlier today. So thank you. Michael ordered it already. Yeah, nice. Yeah, Brad. Brad says John Carpenter's a great source of musical inspiration for him. Yeah, I love John Carpenter's music. I was listening again. I've got a John Carpenter playlist on Spotify, but it's not curated. It's literally every John Carpenter track from all of his soundtracks and all of his most recent stuff from the Lost Themes albums, the Anthology albums, everything. The Firestarter soundtrack, the recent Trilogy soundtracks, the expanded 2018 stuff, all that good stuff. And I can just hit random on that and listen to it for hours and hours and hours. And often do. And was earlier tonight, as a matter of fact, getting prepped for this. Pre-gaming, as we say sometimes. No, not really. Well, maybe a little, but not really. Rob. Silver Screen Con, yeah. Dick Warlock, Christopher Nelson, hell yes. Tom Atkins, Don Shanks, Tommy Lee Wallace, wow, they are all that. Wow. That's almost a mini H45 right there. Damn. I should be trying to get up to that one. Now, Massachusetts, now that is, driving distance. It's a hike for us, but that would possibly be doable. All right, so that's our top story. Obviously, new John Carpenter music. And even if it's new, old John Carpenter music, it's still awesome. And again, you guys know what a big fan I am of all things Halloween 3, Silver Shamrock, and especially that soundtrack. I was listening to some tracks from Ends and from Kills earlier. I love those soundtracks. I know, now it seems like those films have kind of come and gone so much, and I want to do some streams and some specials where we just really concentrate on deep dives on some of those soundtracks, because, that was just so special to have Carpenter come back and do the recent 3. Just really made them, elevated all of them so much. Regardless of what you think about any creative choices or story choices or any of that stuff, I've not heard a single person complain and be like, yeah, Carpenter's soundtrack could have been better. And those, I don't know, if that's your opinion, let it be heard. Everybody's got an opinion and you're welcome to it. But yeah, I think the recent soundtracks are so awesome, and I love them, and I love what they're doing with revisiting some of his classics, and I love that they're giving love to H2 and H3, even though, again, it wasn't completely solo Carpenter. It's Carpenter in association with Howarth. So how much, collaboration or creative freedom one had over the other, who knows? I know Carpenter, was working on other stuff he was directing at the same time. So, I think that's the main reason why Howarth was there to begin with on those films. Yeah, Michael says maybe it'll be called Masks of the Witching Season. That could be. Andromeda's wondering what it was like for John to score Michael's death scene. I would love to ask him that question. I got a feeling he'd probably give us a smart ass answer. Just knowing how John is, I think he would. I don't know. I've been thinking a lot lately. I would love to talk to Cody and Daniel, honestly, and just hear those guys. I mean, of course, I'd love to talk to Carpenter again at some point. If if the stars were to align, of course, I'm never going to turn down that opportunity. But I would love to. I've been thinking about it because these guys, coming into this franchise, and they're a younger generation, and this is. In Cody's case, this is his dad. Obviously, he's grown up knowing who John Carpenter is. But to become a musician in his own right, a piano player and an accomplished piano player, and then Daniel Davies is basically like family. That's John's godson, and he comes from a musical family as well. And so, I would love to hear those guys, hear their point of view actually, and I don't know. Maybe we can get him on here for an interview at some point or something. But I would think it'd be a tiny bit daunting. But then again, with it being, your dad and somebody that's family with you, maybe not so much. Maybe there's a certain freedom in that. But I thought they did a great job with all that. Yes, Michael, you got it. I might have to, Rob. I might try to. I don't know. We gotta work out, see what's going on with. I tell you what though, if we're not doing LA, if it works out, we can't do that. Then yeah, we're gonna have to try to make up for it with some kind of more uh, affordable driving option here on the East Coast. Maybe, I don't know. First things first, though. All right. We do have quite a few new significant H45 updates to go over since our last report, um, including some very cool guest additions. And the first of what we hear is going to be many exclusive product reveals that you will only be able to get in person at the event itself. And it's a pretty damn cool one, especially if you're a Season of the Witch fan, which I think a few of us here are, given the response to the last story. So let's go over here right now. I'm going to pull up some of these guest announcements first of all. Now, you guys know what's up. Just the quick recap. If you don't know, if you've been living under a rock, the ultimate Halloween franchise fan event of all time is happening. Now it is just about 5 weeks away as we're recording this now. It's crazy that it's almost here. It's basically a month out, and it's going to kick off on Friday, September 29th, and it'll continue that Saturday and Sunday, September 30th and October 1st in Pasadena, California, at the Pasadena Convention Center, right down the street where they shot the original Halloween, and it is just going to be an unbelievable gathering. We have been covering all of the developments as they have come out and all of the reveals as they have been announced, and the guest list just continues to grow and continues to get more and more impressive. So just a few days ago, there were yet some more guest announcements, including some very good friends of ours here at HDN. That's right, some friends of the brand, if you will. starting with the very cool and very talented Michael Smallwood, who, of course, he starred as Marcus, the nurse wearing a doctor's costume in both Halloween 2018 and then very much more significantly in its sequel, Halloween Kills. But we can't have Michael, who played Marcus, without Marcus's wife, Vanessa, played by another friend of ours, the very awesome, very talented Carmela McNeil. She, of course, played Vanessa, the doctor, in the sexy nurse costume. They are a huge part of Kills. I thought their dynamic was great. And their story, I've talked about it before here, but their story is great too, because they appeared in 2018 in what was essentially a very small, few seconds appearance, just as Michael is about to get his killing on in Haddonfield on Halloween night in the 2018 film. And but even that small appearance was quite memorable, and it was, I thought, just a very cool decision and very interesting and just a fun thing for David Gordon Green to bring these characters back and have them interacting and intermingling as kind of the new generation of Haddonfield with, of course, our classic legacy characters in Kills. And they both brought us some of the best kills in Halloween Kills, and maybe some of the best kills in the history of this franchise. And these two are awesome. Again, I've had the pleasure of interviewing both of them, one-on-one, relaxed video interviews where they were both very candid. In Carmela's case, she spoke to us twice back in 2021, once right before the release of Kills, and then she came back on actually for our one and only Michael Myers Monday live interview that we've ever done. It was Carmela, and she said she would do it, and I took her up on the offer, and she was great. And those of you that were there that night, it was awesome. I put links to all of these interviews in the description of this video. I urge you, when we're done here, and you have some time, if you haven't already, enjoy all of those interviews. They're both great people and a lot of fun stories. And in Carmela's, you get literally the before and after. Before I had seen the film, before she had seen the film. And then we get the after, where it was a live thing with some of you guys that night. And last week, in lieu of our live stream, I shared a throwback clip of my interview with Carmela, where she was discussing her death scene in Kills and shooting that with James Jude Courtney, and what that was like and everything that was like for her. So again, check out those interviews in the description of this video if you haven't already. Very proud of both those interviews. They're both awesome. You're going to love meeting them. And I can't wait to meet both of them in person and connect. They're both really cool. Now, unfortunately, we've got our first guest cancellation to make note of, as the great Nancy Stevens, star of Halloween 78, Halloween 2, Halloween H2O, and Halloween Kills, More Kills Love, unfortunately has had to cancel due to a work commitment, is what the announcement on social media said, which, while certainly bummed, because Nancy is absolutely a bona fide franchise icon, Nancy Stevens is working again, so that's exciting in itself. And I guess if we can't have Nancy, it's pretty cool that we still do have Nancy's husband, director Rick Rosenthal, of course, director of the original Halloween 2 and Halloween Resurrection. And most recently added to the lineup, John Michael Graham. This should make all of you very happy, because Bob's death scene crushed the online voting for favorite kill in the history of the Michael Myers Halloween franchise. Bob's death scene won by a landslide in that poll. So all of you that participated in that poll and voted for Bob, you should be thrilled that John Michael Graham is going to be there. And I can tell you, we've had the pleasure of meeting John Michael Graham at Mad Monster, and he was awesome to talk to. And he's a very cool, very nice guy. If he is at an event, though, you want to take advantage of it because he doesn't do a ton of cons, and he doesn't really do any interviews or podcasts. Believe me, I've asked, I've tried, but not everybody wants to do that, and so if he's there, and I'm sure he's going to participate, most likely, I would imagine, in the H78 Q&A, then you want to take advantage of that and enjoy that, obviously. And in related H45 news, our buddy Sean Clark, who is, of course, one of the head mastermind organizers behind the scenes of this thing, he's said publicly in posts and online before that we can look forward to a lot of exclusive products, like convention exclusives that you can only get at 45 Years of Terror. You can't pre-order, you can't get them online. Of course, they'll, I'm sure some of them will hit eBay after the fact. But he said there's going to be more of that type stuff this year than ever before at one of these Halloween reunion events. And so the first one of those has been revealed, and it's pretty damn cool. Let's go over here to Instagram, where a few days ago, Sean revealed this awesome, brand new, officially licensed, limited edition Halloween 3 Season of the Witch Dr. Chalice figure produced by the geniuses at NECA. Only 1,000 of these will be made. Each figure will have an individually numbered sticker on the window box, not handwritten numbers. These will be printed, and they're going to be sold exclusively at H45 on a first-come, first-served basis. There will be no pre-orders for this. Again, it's a convention exclusive, and Sean promises that there's going to be many more. He says many in all caps, the word many convention exclusives to soon be announced. So this is just the first of many, and pretty awesome, especially, of course, if you're an H3 figure. And NECA's done such a great job with the H2 license, and especially the H3 license, really doing right by the Silver Shamrock trick-or-treaters, finally, which I love. I don't own them, but I love them and need to own them. If anybody's looking to buy me an early Halloween present. All right, so there you go. H45, it is coming so fast. Let me hear your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, here in the live chat this evening. How pumped are you? Do you have your plane tickets purchased? Do you have your hotel? Are you staying at the main hotel? Where are you staying? What's the specifics? What's the deal? Let's hear from you guys. I can't give you our specifics yet. I wanted to. Hopefully next week. That's the plan. But let me hear yours. Chime in and let me hear your excitement. What do you think of that Dr. Chalice figure, Tom Atkins? Man, it's pretty badass. All right, I'm going to turn over here to the live chat for just a minute. And our next item, you guys can start commenting on it. I mean, feel free to chime in on the Tom Atkins. But the next news item, I already did a pre-recorded report on it as soon as it became public. But we haven't talked about it here live, so I do want to get your feedback and have just a brief conversation about the new Halloween Trilogy 4K Steelbook box set. Here in America, it is a Best Buy exclusive, and I have put the direct link to that in the description below. So let's go over here to the live chat. I hope so, Teen Wolf. Yeah, that's the plan. I mean, if we could all get together at some point, like I said, hopefully next week, we could start talking specifics of that type of stuff. But I would seriously love that. Christopher Nelson checking in by the 4K steel thingy. Well, you heard it from the man himself, Mr. Christopher Nelson. What's up, man? Happy Michael Myers Monday. And let's see, Pat, that Halloween movie collector. What's up, man? Welcome. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Pat has everything booked. Going to be there Monday the 25th in LA. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Staying at the Sheraton right next to the convention center. Going to be epic. You got it. Damn right. Christopher says H45 is going to be a blast. Oh, hell yes. That's right. Everybody bow down. And after you're done bowing down and paying homage to the great Christopher Nelson, let's raise one up and have a toast as well. Andromeda wants to live with Christopher and Stephanie. That's hilarious. Become a cat. That's great. Yeah, we're going to take a look at that Steelbook in just a minute. Now, like I said in my report, my personal opinion, I mean, I don't own very many Steelbooks at all. Because if I start, then I'm going to have to get them all. And like I said, I try to, God, you know, I mean, I want to own every variant, every cover, every single thing I can. But I do try to look at the bonus features, honestly, you know. Is there going to be some new bonus content? And do we know for sure? Do you guys, is it confirmed that there's nothing new in the way of bonus content on that 4K trilogy? Or are we just kind of assuming that because there's nothing listed? I think it's probably safe to say, but I don't know. Brad's Music Channel is asking any news of what's next with the Halloween franchise. Heard rumors, but oh yeah, I mean, well, there's always going to be rumors and speculation, and we could talk about that all night long. But no, there's nothing official, and honestly, I don't expect anything. I know some people are hoping that a new project, a new movie or TV show or something might be announced at 45, and hey. Never say never when it comes to this franchise. I always say never say never. Anything's possible. But I definitely would not be holding my breath for that. Just because my gut tells me it feels still really recent, really too soon for any type of announcement quite like that, I think. Then again, like I said, never say never, especially when it comes to this franchise more than any other franchise in the history of cinema. I say never. Anything's possible. But no, I haven't heard anything official or even unofficial that I could even hint at with you guys. Yeah, it'll definitely be a little while. City Kitty has checked in. What's up? That's right. Yeah, when I say toast, I don't just mean alcohol, just whatever your beverage of the evening is. Warm milk, coffee, tea, whatever. That's right. See, we never know who's going to pop in to the live chat. Every now and then, it's an Oscar winner. Well, since Christopher is here, pretty fitting that let's go ahead and take a look at that badass new Steelbook, shall we? Again, I did do a pre-recorded report on this as soon as we got word of it, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time, but we would be remiss if we didn't talk about this. Yeah, this, you know, obviously for Steelbook collectors, this is a must-own. And I love that it's bringing the trilogy together. I do really like the packaging. And I like the art, the orange palette of all of it. I like that it has a library case that holds all three of them that is steel, and then that's going to open up, and then it's going to have individual steel cases of all three of the films. Now, I did mention this in the prior report, and I'm going to do it again and get your feedback. Now, I love this image of Michael, of course. Looks badass. And I love the image on the back, even though it's not specifically from any exact scene from the movie, it appears, but it's, you know, some random Haddonfield trick-or-treaters. I really like that. And I like that, you know, you put 2018 kills and ends in chronological order. You got Michael on one end, staring down Laurie on the other. Definitely all good, and that's the overall arc of this trilogy. But it is curious, an interesting decision that they made to put Laurie's house from Halloween Ends on the Steelbook cover of Halloween Kills, when she's not in that house yet in Kills, not until Ends. Now, don't get me wrong, I love that house. I have a certain emotional attachment to that house in Georgia. You guys remember, I got to take a little bit of credit here. You guys remember we were the very first ones to visit that house before they even started shooting in there. As soon as they painted it red, and we didn't even know it was Laurie's house at the time. Nobody did, but we knew they were shooting there, and we brought you that. So I do have a soft spot in my heart whenever I see that house on any march. I'm like, oh yeah, I need that. So for that reason, I love the creative decision, but it is a weird creative decision, and I think the better choice probably would have been to put the Myers house on the Kills cover. Am I wrong about this, guys? Now, don't get me wrong. I love this house for the reasons I said, my personal reasons, but come on. That would have been the perfect lineup. You got Michael, which, yeah, 2018 is all about him coming back. Ends, it's all about Laurie being the survivor. But Kills is literally where they recreated the house so masterfully, and we revisited it. That was so cool in that movie, and we all loved that recreation of the Myers house. So, to me, I think they missed the mark on that. They definitely should have been the Myers house on the Kills cover rather than Laurie's house. But other than that, the artwork is beautiful, and the artwork is still beautiful with that Laurie house. It's just you got to wonder, did they watch the films, or I don't know. But you guys tell me your read on that decision. But overall, I do like the artwork. Like I said, I really like just the orange and black, the simple orange and black palette, which, you know, I'm just old school classic Halloween all the time. So anything that that harkens back to that, just those simple palettes. So this is up for pre-order. Like I said, I put the direct link to Best Buy in the description of this video, an affiliate link. At Best Buy, it's priced at $78, and it will be officially released on October 10th. Now, Bloody Disgusting further shared the Zavvi link the other day, and they've got some more pictures, including, well, there's a little more of the Kills, because I was like, well, maybe they'll have the Myers house on the back. No. What they do have on the back is that badass movement of Michael stepping out of the fire in Kills. Now, that's badass. But again, the Laurie house instead of the Michael house there, I feel like somebody got a little confused with that one. And here's the back cover to Ends. That looks really cool too. Michael, you know, down there in his, well, his new home down in the sewer, in the cave, so to speak, and then the 2018 cover. And I love that image on the back cover of that, because that was one of the very first images. You'll remember that I think Entertainment Weekly it was published very early on in the hype for 2018. Now, on this Zavvi listing, they have photos, and they don't have that certificate of authentication. What they have here are a series of 9 double-sided art cards. And so I guess this is one side of the 9 cards. So I'm guessing that will also be included in the US version from Best Buy. I'm not positive on that. The Best Buy photo doesn't show them. It just shows the certificate of authenticity. But in any case, October 10th, and again, you can pre-order right now. All right, I'm going to jump back over here in the live chat because we have, when we have special guests, we have to pause all other action and pay some special attention to what's going on over here. David says, I think it's because that's the location of the final fight. Yeah, and again, I understand thematically the importance of that house. And I agree. I do think that's what they're going for in all seriousness. You know, I'm poking a little fun. You know, I don't criticize things harsh here. And I'm not criticizing now, you know, again. And again, on one hand, I love it because I love that house for the reasons I just said. But, I mean, what... If you're going to put a house in between them, I mean, kills the Myers house. But you're right. That is where the final fight took place. Another idea I thought was, you know, they had Michael and Lori there. If they weren't going to put a house, they could have had, like, Karen and Allison on the kills. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to stop picking it apart and accept it for what it is. And again, you guys tell me if you're a Steelbook collector. I mean, how many? That's what I should have asked for this week's poll question, which I forgot to even tell you what this week's poll question was. It launched about an hour and a half ago as I was yapping. But yeah, we'll get to that at the end if I remember. Yes, Christopher says, don't forget there is the Trilogy Making of Coffee Table book coming out, going to be badass. Yes, now that I am totally looking forward to. That's a must-own. Some of you were saying earlier that you've already pre-ordered that. Yeah, I think that's releasing in October too, isn't it, guys? Correct me if I'm wrong, but yes, that looks really good, and I am so stoked to see. I love stuff like that. We just got sent a behind-the-scenes retrospective on the 30th anniversary of Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. And we were sent that book, and it's amazing. I've only just barely begun really going through it, but it's got so many cool behind-the-scenes photos and interviews and just a lot of stuff new to that book, and then a lot of pre-existing stuff just curated all in one spot here from the last 3 decades. So I imagine this will be the same, but curating everything from the last 5 years regarding those 3 movies. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that for sure. Yeah, I agree, Dave. That book is a must-have. Rob's getting it. Yeah. Andromeda. Yep. Jason. Yeah. Yeah. That book, that looks so good. I'm very excited for that. All right. One thing. Oh, yeah. Well, we did want to recognize Halloween 2. Today's the anniversary of that. And I wanted to bring one thing to note on that before we get to today's flashback clip. Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie version, released on this day 14 years ago. Believe it or not. I know, we're all getting old, right? But check it out. Rob Zombie posted this bright and early this morning. 14 years ago today, Halloween 2 was unleashed. More Myers mayhem. And again, I know it's one of the weirdos in the franchise. That's what I call the most divisive films, which are some of my favorites. The ones like Halloween 3 or Curse, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, even Halloween Ends. Yeah, they're all kind of the weirdos of the franchise, but I love all of them. And I just wanted to say a few notes about this film on the occasion. Number one, it's hard to argue with Michael's kills in that movie. They are brutal, and maybe the most brutal of any of the other films, but they are extreme. And Tyler Maine's performance, I think everybody loves. But another huge part that I think everybody loves about H2 is the performances of both of our friends, Scout Taylor Compton and Danielle Harris. I think they both do really great jobs. I mean, I think they're both great in the '07 film, but they really, in this one, because of the story it's telling, and it's talking about the trauma they've been through, the injuries, everything they're still dealing with. And I really think those two, both of them, turn in really stellar performances in this movie. And look, I know there's weird things in it, and some people just can't get past the white horse and whatever. I get it. I don't get the white horse, but I understand. I get where you're coming from with that. But there's so many other things that I do love and enjoy about the film, and their acting in it is absolutely. And we mentioned it earlier when we were talking about favorite kills. Annie's death scene in H2, the Danielle Harris version of Annie, her death scene, and specifically when Brad Dourif's Sheriff Brackett finds her, that whole scene is one of the most emotional scenes in all of the films, which is kind of ironic because it's in one of the most divisive films in the entire franchise. Probably the most divisive. But I do love those performances. And again, whether you love or not the creative decisions, you can't deny the great Malcolm McDowell turned in a great performance. Now, this is a totally different Loomis, but I just wanted to point out my 2016 interview with Malcolm McDowell. And we talked a little bit about playing Loomis. And, of course, how Loomis took a turn and became an asshole in the second movie. But he does point out in the interview, he says, I played a completely different character in the second one. This is Malcolm McDowell speaking. He says, quote, because, well, first I said to Rob, look, I don't really want to play the same part again. But how about if I play him as a real nasty guy this time? And Rob went, I love it. And you're the only one that's profited from this tragedy with a book. That's perfect, end quote. And then Malcolm adds later in this very brief interview, he says, quote, Loomis sees the thing in the hotel room and he realizes basically what a jerk he's been, so there is some redemption. And that's the only part I wanted to point out is we've got the great Malcolm McDowell. And which by the way, he didn't watch the original Halloween before shooting because Rob told him not to. That's in the interview as well. But he didn't want to play the same character, and it was basically his idea, he says, to turn him into such a jerk. And but if you watch the whole movie, there is that bit of redemption right there at the end. So yeah, I saw that in theater opening weekend back 14 years ago in 2009. Andromeda says she'd trade a new movie for all the unseen footage from the Green Trilogy. Ah. I like that. Yeah. Well, we got to get that unseen footage at some point. It can't be something that they just hang on to for a decade or something, right? Right? They wouldn't do that to us. I don't think so. David's got to eventually get Mr. Nelson to sign the book. Hell yeah, you do. Well, you'll have your chance in a couple weeks, I guess, at out there in Pasadena. Andromeda's talking about the scenes with Margot Kidder, Scout Margot Kidder. Yes, Margot Kidder, of course, is the therapist in Rob Zombie's H2. Yes, those scenes. Again, I mean, Scout and Danielle tear it up. And again, I would recommend, if you've not seen the director's cut of Halloween 2, you definitely want to watch that one. It's a couple minutes longer, but I mean, just the few key scenes that they do add in and reinsert, to me, it makes it a much better film. And again, I mean, it's not going to be for everybody, certainly, and I'm not saying it is or should be, but happy 14th birthday to Halloween 2. Happy Michael Myers Monday as well. All right, what I'm going to do now, while you guys are talking, and I've given you plenty of fuel for discussion, I'm going to take a breather from talking, and I'll still be right here live in the live chat, but I'm going to play a flashback video for you. You know, we like to celebrate a little of our own history while we're celebrating the history of this franchise that we all love so much. You know, we're also celebrating HGN's history a little bit. You know, we've been around for 10, going on 11 years now, and have been honored to interview so many people involved in this franchise, including Mr. Nelson. You can find that one anytime at HalloweenDailyNews.com, by the way. So, as we're nearing H45, counting down the days with each passing week, you know, having fun, kind of going back through some of our more recent video interviews and picking out some choice clips from those to share with you guys. So, this one, I figured it needs to be one of our guests, right? So, of course, last week we shared a clip of Carmela's live interview here on Michael Myers Monday Live a few years ago. So this week we're going to share a clip from my interview with Michael Smallwood, and who plays Vanessa's husband, Marcus. And this is one of my favorite clips from the interview. Because, again, when it comes to Vanessa and Marcus, Michael and Carmela, you know, they're there in 2018. They're on set. They appear on screen for a few seconds. They have this funny kind of moment where he's like, I forgot my stethoscope. I got to run in and get it. So he runs in and gets it. And just in those seconds while he's inside, she kind of makes eye contact with Michael for a minute. He shows up. She gets in the car. They drive away. Nothing. And we think that's the end of them. And, of course, David Gordon Green brings them back and kills and brings them back in such a big, important way. So this is Michael talking about the moment of getting asked back to reprise his character. Because, again, in 2018, they're billed literally as hunky doctor and sexy nurse. They didn't even have names. And kills, they became Marcus and Vanessa. So this is one of my favorite portions of that exclusive interview with Michael Smallwood from 2021. And again, this interview was done right before the film's release, so I hadn't seen it yet. I don't think he had seen the finished film yet, I'm pretty sure. So, but this is him recounting being asked back for a significantly larger bit of filming in Halloween Kills after appearing briefly in Halloween 2018. Check it out.
I don't know that they were Trilogy.
Okay.
That I knew, and again, I don't remember how I know that. I feel like I was like, oh, maybe they hadn't announced that yet. Maybe I knew because maybe we had talked. I don't know. Anyway, I knew they were making a trilogy. But you know, the movie had come and gone. You know, they were working on Righteous Gemstones.
I'm gonna try that again because it cut off a little of the beginning. Sorry for the technical difficulty. When did you first learn that they wanted to bring you back and develop this character more in the sequel?
So I think I knew I think I knew, and I don't know how I knew this. I don't know if I knew this just because I was in 2018 or if I had read it or saw something, but I knew that they were making a trilogy.
Okay.
That I knew. And again, I don't remember how I know that. I feel like I was like, oh, maybe they hadn't announced that yet. Maybe I knew because maybe we had talked. I don't know. Anyway, I knew they were making a trilogy. But the movie had come and gone. They were working on Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. Hopefully at some point I'll get a chance to I had actually auditioned for something on Righteous Gemstones, and so then June of 2019, I get a call saying that they're writing Halloween Kills, and they want to know if I'd be interested in coming back. And my answer was, of course, absolutely. Yeah. And then I don't hear anything for another month because how film works. Like, hey, do you want to be in this movie? Yes. Okay, great. And then that's at the end of conversations for a long time. And then end of June, like the very end of June, I got another call saying like, hey, you're definitely going to be in the movie. Okay, great. Any more details? Nope. Cool. I have no idea when they're filming. Like, I don't know anything. I just know that apparently it's happening. So then a couple weeks later, it's like mid-August, and I get a call on Monday saying, "Hey, you're super in the movie. They're gonna send you the script tomorrow. When can you go out to LA for various pre-production stuff?" I was like, what do you mean when? And they were like this week. Like, can you go on Wednesday? Yes, I can. Let me move some rehearsal dates and change my schedule a little bit. But yeah, I can do it. And then so that was Monday. I got the script on Tuesday. No, that was Monday. And then I got the script. I want to say I got the script Wednesday morning before my flight because I read it in the airport.
Wow.
Tuesday, David called me and we talked about the movie.
Okay.
And then I got the script on, I want to say Wednesday, but I want to say Wednesday because I was in the airport. I remember distinctly. I was in the airport reading the script and I made calls. Made calls, be like, "Oh, I'm in this movie." Like, I assumed, my assumption was that if they were bringing me back, it was to do like a small callback to 2018. So I was assuming like, they're gonna call me. They're bringing me back in because they want to do something like one quick scene or something, which will be funny and a nice like nod to the last one. And then it wasn't until I got that call about having to go to LA for pre-production stuff that I was like, oh, maybe it's more than just that. And then once I read the script and talked to David, I was like, oh no, they want to make me a character in this movie. Oh, okay, cool. Great. Let's do this. So I got back from LA on Thursday. And then the next week is when I got dates. Like when I flew to LA, I didn't have dates. I didn't know when we were filming. Like I still didn't know that. And I think I got that info the next week, maybe, or maybe David had told me a potential date. He was like, it'll be somewhere in here. And then the next week is when I got like actual dates. And then I had a few weeks. I was doing a play at the time. And I had a few weeks, and I had I basically got an email that was like I got off stage one Saturday night and got an email that was like, "Hey, we can't wait to see you in town on Monday." Like, what?
That was your heads up.
That was basically my heads up. And so I was like, "All right, great. Let me reschedule some stuff and move my life around." And yeah, I was in Wilmington on that Monday.
Wow.
Heading to like costume fittings and stuff, and then the week after that we were filming. Like it was very like it was one of those things of like here's a, it's the same thing with trailers. It's the same thing with waiting for the movie. Here's a piece of information. Here's a piece of information. Here's a trailer. And then, okay, now here's 3 weeks of us running to do it. Right? It was basically that. And I found out beginning of June. So if not too far before they publicly announced working on the trailer and everything, working on the trilogy and everything. Yeah. But I didn't realize, like I said, I didn't learn the details of like the character until mid-August.
And like you said, you were surprised at how much they're developing. Who we now know is Marcus and Vanessa, formerly Hunky Doctor and Sexy Nurse, and now they're Marcus and Vanessa, and we're going to learn more about them. I mean, that's got to feel good that, they did come back to you, and I think it speaks to, David and the decision makers, but I also think it's, and I told Carmela this, I mean, it's got to speak to you guys' talents too, that they saw just in that scene and working with you then, that, yeah, these guys are worth coming back. Because I imagine they probably could have gone another route and had just a new married couple possibly, and maybe not that callback to 2018, but the fact that they opted for this, I mean, that's got to feel pretty good.
It felt great. I kept the entire time. The minute they said that, the minute they were like, "Hey, we'd like to bring you back," I was like, "Absolutely!" And then my initial response was, "Wait, that's wild."
Yeah.
And then I immediately went back and rewatched 2018. I went back and I was like, "Can you even see my face?" Like, not enough that you couldn't have gotten away with casting somebody else. Like, I was like, this is, like you said, I took it as a great vote of confidence and a huge honor that, like, they not only had enjoyed working with me enough, but, to the point of like, it needed to be us. It needed to be Carmela and I, and they didn't want to replace us. They didn't want to make it anybody else. They wanted us back specifically. And that, I mean, that felt damn good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just, it was overwhelming, like, to sort of think about. And it's been, I mean, such a great experience, but like, it was, that was a heck of a feeling to get that and to sort of, like, as that sunk in, especially as we got closer, and then reading the script and getting on set, and it was just like, oh wow, like there are no small parts in any movies, because all you have to, like, just show up and make some sort of an impact, and you have no idea what it'll lead to, and that's this is such evidence of that, because if we could have been any two characters doing any two things in 2018, but we left a undefinable enough mark that when building Halloween Kills, they wanted to bring us in as these characters. So yeah, it was super exciting, and especially once I read the script, seeing the way that they were doing it and why they were doing it, I was like, oh, this is very flattering.
Yeah, I love that interview. Love talking with Michael and Carmela. Both times we interviewed Carmela. Again, I've put links to all of those interviews in the description of this video. I urge you to check them out at your leisure if you haven't already. Very proud of those, and excited to see those guys announced as guests for H45. Now, I said we had some new merch news, and we do. And there's a ton, actually, but I'm just going to hit on some highlights fairly quick here. I mean, the big one we've already hit on, and that's that 4K Steelbook trilogy. Let's see. Andromeda says, love how the stethoscope he was making such a big deal of in 18 ended up being part of his death and kills. Yeah, I love that little bit of poetry, too, with the stethoscope. I thought that was great. And how he tried to use it as a weapon at first was great. Thanks, Brad. Appreciate it, man. All right, so like I said, there is a ton more new 2023 Michael Myers merch to make note of, and we're not even gonna go over it all tonight because there's a few items that we're going to mention. But this one, I know a lot of you guys have been talking about and looking forward to. This is the new officially licensed Halloween 78 Michael Myers mini backpack from Loungefly. And I did put a link for this backpack in the description of this video as well. Pre-orders just went up for it. Well, excuse me, pre-orders are not up yet. You can click the notify me button here at the link and you will be notified as soon as they go up. And I know some of you guys have been excited, looking forward to that. And over at Spirit Halloween, they keep updating their listings. We've talked about most of these things before. And this is something to keep an eye out at the stores. It's sold out online right now, but I've seen a few people picking up these Halloween 2 video collector boxes. It's really a pretty cool shelf piece, but it's a Halloween 2 VHS case, essentially. And you get what looks like a home video, but it's actually a collector's box, apparently. And that's what it is. It's a collector's box. And I don't know what else is in it. Well, actually, we do know. It says down here what's included inside. It includes a patch, a lanyard, 2 buttons, and 2 decals. There you go. And it says it's got reversible art. So I guess that's one version of it. And that's the regular version. So that's pretty cool, but again, sold out online, so I couldn't put a link, but I'm seeing people pick them up at physical Spirit Halloween stores now that they are open. We already talked about the mini backpack keychain before. More new Michael Myers socks. We see these every year now, ever since horror socks became a thing. It's a pretty cool 2-pack. They're $13. They are in stock online at Spirit Halloween. And a lot of other stuff that we've talked about. They got that new Young Michael 3D sign. It says time to play with Will Sainen's Young Michael Myers there. The Michael Myers at the Stairs bobblehead. That wasn't previously available online from Spirit that I know of, but it is now as we speak, as well as Michael with the sheets and Michael with the hedge. But that's not all, because Gutter Garbs has their brand new, just dropped today, officially licensed Halloween 2018 collection of t-shirts as well as hoodies. And you see down there in the left-hand corner an enamel pin of the Hearts jack-o'-lantern. R.I.P. Vicky and Dave forever, right? I dig all of these designs. You know, with 2018, it's kind of cool. You see the one Michael where he's got the dummies behind him, you know, the mannequins that Laurie's shooting at. We see Christopher Nelson's severed head on the design of that one, and a rotting pumpkin in front of Laurie's house as it's erupting in flames. I kind of like that. The bottom one's Face Your Fate. I like the color scheme on that. Face Your Fate's a cool tagline. So they're from Gutter Garbs right now. You can see the 4 different designs. And from our friends at Cavity Colors, they have the officially licensed Halloween 2 collection dropping tomorrow, Tuesday, August 29th. Actually, if you're on the East Coast, that would be tonight, Tuesday night, at 5 p.m. Eastern. Very cool Halloween 2 design. Yeah, I like that one on the left quite a bit. That's pretty cool. Blood Tears, always a good choice to go with the Blood Tears. Gotta love that. I guess maybe that should be next week's question. I'm gonna write that down. How many Michael Myers T-shirts do you own? I'm seriously gonna write that down for next week's poll question. How many shirts? Yeah, that'll be a good one. And I'll try to have my own answer to that question next week too. Yeah, I became aware that we didn't actually mention what this week's poll question is at the top of the program when we're going over all of those result sets. So let's run over here real quick because it did go live a while ago, almost 2 hours ago. Pretty simple question this year, and again, you know, we can only put 5 options on the on these YouTube polls, but we want to know who's your favorite Halloween franchise actor or actress. And so some of the options we put up: Jamie Lee Curtis, Donald Pleasance, Danielle Harris, Scout Taylor Compton, or Andy Matichek. And already we've got 17 votes, with Donald Pleasance taking the early lead at 65%, followed in second place by Jamie Lee Curtis with 29%, and Scout representing with 6% of the vote. Again, you can find this week's Michael Myers poll question in the community tab. Rob says, I have over 50 shirts. Actually, it's 59 shirts. A little excessive, and 5 pairs of sneakers. Also, Michael Myers. Wow. Man, I thought I had a lot. 59. That's impressive. And I don't have any of the sneakers yet. Phil's asking if Christopher's still in the house. I don't know. I know out here on the East Coast it is well after midnight now, but pretty sure Christopher's on West Coast time, so it'd be a little bit after 9 p.m. for him. All right, we're going to do some shout-outs. If I can find my open tab. There it is. You know the deal. Every week we share just a couple random shout-outs from Instagram and I don't know. I was going to say from Twitter. I guess the site formerly known as Twitter, but still found at twitter.com. Anyway, let's jump into it and look at some shout-outs for this week. Anytime somebody makes a new Michael Myers Monday meme, that's going to catch my attention. This one's from Scotty Ends at Big Scotty Cool. Happy Michael Myers Monday. And I think the emphasis here on this meme, which is one I haven't seen before today, is on the happy part. Another one from Twitter, a.k.a. X. This is from Scary Sarah. Today's horror movie shirt for Michael Myers Monday. Heading out to get my nails done. I'll be back later on, she says. Again, I appreciate the heads up because I've not seen this design out in the wild yet. I'm guessing it's maybe a Spirit Halloween or a Spencer's design that we'll also see at Spirit, maybe. I like it, though. One more from Twitter, or the site formerly known as Twitter. This is some badass 45th anniversary artwork, actually. This is by Mariano Matos at Mariano Matos 2. Simply 45 Years of Terror using the Michael Myers Monday tag. But take a look at this. I mean, it says the devil escaped down below. You got Marion and Loomis in the rain as Michael's speeding away in the station wagon. I like that it's all about the night of escape. You know, we've got the stormy night. Loomis, Marion featured prominently, her cigarette even. Very cool. Very cool artwork. I like that. All right, moving over to Instagram now. This one comes to us from The Creepy and the Kooky, showing off her new Halloween. Speaking of sneakers, guys, there you go. She's got the sneakers, the socks, the wall decor, got it all going on. Love that. I do like those sneakers. They're pretty badass. Another one from Instagram. And another heads up that I do appreciate. This is from Ms. Hard to Deaf. It's Michael Myers Monday. Run to Walmart and grab this awesome Halloween 2 t-shirt. Now, this is one I've not seen, and I was just at our local Walmart yesterday. Didn't see this new Halloween 2 shirt, but definitely going to pick it up if I do. Especially for $12. You can't beat that. Yeah, I'll definitely be picking that up if I can find it at my local or any Walmart for that matter. Another one from Instagram showing off that brand new backpack. We were just talking about our own Patrick, That Halloween Movie Collector. Gotta love it. The new Loungefly exclusive Michael Myers backpack. And there you can see it's got the Myers house there on the back side. And one more from Instagram from Tyler Main. And you can see on this Michael Myers Monday, he's recreating one of his classic poses. It's actually the pose I got autographed by him many years ago. About a decade ago, actually. And he says, Happy Michael Myers Monday. Less than a month to fall. I'm ready, he says. All right, you guys know what to do. Be sure to tag us every week in your social media posts here on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter or X or Threads or wherever you're at, TikTok, whatever. We're on all the socials. So find us on there, tag us, and of course use the hashtag. But you better tag us if you want to be reposted or featured here, because there are so many, and I try to do as much as I can, but can't get to everybody every week all the time. You know what it's like. I think you know what it's like. I think you know what I'm saying. Andromeda says Christopher probably split after we started talking about Rob Zombie's Halloween. He might have. I hope we didn't run him away talking about that. But in any case, always cool to have any special guests surprise us and pop in the live chat. And yeah, always an honor. Andromeda wants to know if anybody's putting on a Halloween movie after this. I'll further that and say which one, if so. Teen Wolf says, God dang, that smiling H2O mask is terrifying. Yeah, it's the scariest thing on the internet. I've seen that smiling mask before, but never with the Michael Myers Monday words on it. So that was pretty cool. Rob says that's a pair of Michael Myers sneakers he doesn't have. Have to pick those up ASAP. Yeah, I don't know where she got those, but again, you can go back and see her account and find out. Teen Wolf says, I think Three Little Mingos might have its own Michael Myers bag coming out, but not sure. It's the one with the house on the forefront. I thought I saw somebody tag us on something with the house on it, on the front, as opposed to on the back of that Loungefly. Josh might watch H4. Nice choice. Rob says, that's weird. Was thinking about watching 78 after the show tonight. Nice. Andromeda says H6 Producers Cut. I'm putting on I Need Some Donald Pleasance. Yes. The great Donald Pleasance. Hell yes. All right, guys. I want to remind you again about the $3 off deal that is unique to Michael Myers Monday viewers. It is discount code MMMCREW and then the number 3. That's M Crew 3. I pinned the info at the top of the live chat here. If you use that code at our online store, HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop, you will get $3 off any of our in-stock Michael Myers masks. That currently includes Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. We don't have any 78s in stock right now, unfortunately. We don't have any H2s in stock right now, unfortunately. And we don't have the new Rob Zombie masks in stock yet, unfortunately. But we do have the most recent trilogy, all 3 of them. Plenty of those. You can get $3 off any of those. Also, you can use that same code to get $3 off of the Michael Myers or the Laurie Strode 3 3/4 inch collectible action figures. And it's not $3 off the full order. It's $3 off each individual item that you purchase. So take advantage of that. Again, think about buying some merch from our spring merch store. That always helps out as well. To our members, again, apologies, and I'll be reaching out to you hopefully in the next few days with an update regarding that whole situation. And to everybody else, I cannot thank you enough for hanging out. Again, I know it's been a minute since our last Triple M Live, and but this was good, kind of getting back into the groove of it. It felt good. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm glad those of you that showed up didn't forget where we're at. Huge shout out and thanks again to Christopher Nelson. Always great to have a special surprise guest in there, especially one of his caliber. So we appreciate that. Always a treat. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And hit that notification button so you don't miss any of our other upcoming events and live streams and all that type of stuff. 'Tis the season. Got a lot of stuff coming up. And as we're counting down to H45, it's just a few weeks to go now. As Josh mentioned in the live chat earlier tonight, even before that, in 3 weeks, we're going to be in Hampton, Virginia at the Haunted Screens Expo. I urge you to come check that out if you're in the area. If you've never been, it's a fun, pretty new convention. I think this is the 4th or maybe 5th year they've been operating, but we've been there every single one. And they've got a great lineup of guests. No Michael Myers actors or anybody from this franchise, but they've got Lee Waddell, the original Ghostface. They've got C.J. Graham from Jason Lives, and a ton of other just really cool people. Nick King from Sinister. Just a lot of really cool, interesting guests. So you can learn more about that at HauntedScreams.com or search for Haunted Screams in the search bar at HalloweenDailyNews.com. Of course, you can always find out more about everything we talk about here anytime online at our main website, HalloweenDailyNews.com. All right, subscribe, hit the like, hit the notifications, drop us a comment down below if you're watching this on the replay. And to all of our live crew, thank you so much for hanging out and doing what you do and just making my night. Keep watching. Lots of fun, exciting stuff coming to the channel this week. Even we got some unboxings that I'm going to be shooting. We got some cool interviews coming up. I hope you checked out my most recent interview with the VP of Halloween from Party City, Odette Welling. That's a fun one that especially you animatronics fans are going to want to check out. And we got some other cool stuff coming here on the channel. So be on the lookout for all that. All right. You guys are awesome. Love all you guys. This has been great. Again, hopefully it won't be as long until the next live stream. I do plan to be here next week and plan to be here every week, at least, like I said, up to October and through on to and beyond. So Until then, I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you all so much for watching and for hanging out with me and for participating and for all your love and support. You guys rock. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Good night.